Everyone, welcome back. If you're in crypto, you know how tough it is to cut through the noise, especially when it comes to DeFi, RWAs, real world assets, or building anything on Solana that actually works. So that's why I want to highlight a recent session we hosted in our Network Spotlight community. Two founders, two very different approaches, but both pushing what's possible in crypto right now. So if you care about earning real yield, scaling Solana, or just want to see what the next wave of builders are actually building, hit the like and subscribe, and let's get started. First, let's set the stage with Decentral, which is a RWA protocol focused on Latam creator economy. Think of it as invoice factoring, but on-chain.
So I'm Luis. I'm founder and CEO of Decentral. We are a blockchain company based in Latam, in Brazil specifically. I will go more on what we do in a bit, but I've been crypto since 2016. We founded Dukes Decentral, which is like a group of companies, the same group, but some other branding that's Web2 facing in 2020. We did quite a lot of pivoting until we got to the model that we are now. And what we do is we have a RWA protocol where you can put liquidity up, and I use that liquidity to fulfill and fund invoice for an invoice factoring operation focused on creative economy agents in Latam. So imagine you have a YouTuber that has a contract with Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola will pay them after 60 days that they deliver the content. They come to us saying that they need the money now. I'll pay 85, 90, 95% of the invoice value now for him, and he subscribes that payment for me with Coca-Cola. So it's a very boring traditional Web2 business. It's a $4.5 billion market across the world, which is invoice factoring, and we're tackling that specifically for the creative economy in Latam. Yeah, and you can get exposure to those credits when you put money into Decentral.
So why does this matter? First, invoice factoring is a 4.5 trillion global market, and Decentral is opening it up for creators in Latin America. Instead of waiting months to get paid by brands, creators can get instant liquidity. And for crypto users, it's a way to get exposure to real-world assets with yield that isn't just DeFi recycling. Actually, here's Luis walking through exactly how the platform works for the investors and creators.
So when you go to the app on Decentral, pretty much what we see is two specific pools. You choose which chain you'd like. You better get in. And if you want to put money in all of them, let's say, let me just quickly connect my wallet here. Yeah, so just go on. You pick how much money you want to, the amount that you want to invest in. You sign in 2 times, and then you go to your wallet, and you receive an LP token that has, now I just saw that I'm in the wrong wallet. Wrong things. Together. So after you deposit the money, it goes to a vault, and we use that vault as a senior tranche on our credit fund. So we have around 23% of the money of the overall TVL on our own money. That takes first loss in case we have any kind of default in the credit operations, and you put the money on a senior tranche. You get the LP token for each investment that you do. That LP token holds your principal value and accrues profit on a second base every second. Whenever you want to withdraw, we have depending, we're changing that a little bit next week, but today we have a 2-month lock-in period because that's the duration of the average invoice that we take. After those 2 months, you can withdraw your money whenever you want. Just click withdraw. Withdraw your yield first, and then your principal, or just the principal, just the yield, and you burn the LP token. The LP token is also tradable on secondary markets, and we are now organizing to get some new partnerships to leverage your positions, integrate with other DeFi protocols, and use these LP tokens as collateral for other in other protocols. And there's a it's pretty straightforward referral dashboard where you can refer people and get points to our airdrop.
Notice the key points: simple on-ramp for creators, real assets, not just tokenomics, actual yield, and strong incentives for early adopters. But what about the risk? Decentral also takes first loss with their own funds, and they're averaging an 18 APY for users. Let's hear about the yields and how they handle defaults.
That's a pretty straightforward. Although you're looking here on around 800K of TVL, today most of the money that we have in comes from private deals, from either high net worth individuals or funds, and we're getting up to $3 million in TVL today. We're paying 18% average yearly APY, and that's because it's a very profitable operation. We take an average 4% of discount rate monthly from the invoice that we buy up. So we're able to do around 50 something percent of yield yearly on the operation, and we get 18% of the senior tranche specifically on the protocol.
Now let's talk innovation on the protocol side. The second project is Deriverse, which is building a Solana DEX from the ground up. No anchor, fully native Rust. And why does that really matter? Well, it's all about speed, reliability, and decentralization. True decentralization. Most Solana DEXs rely on off-chain infrastructure and anchor, which adds overhead and can cause failed transactions. Listen to this, why skipping anchor could be a difference maker.
So there is a couple of things. I'm not sure which one to start with, but I think the one thing that we are proud of the most is that we are built entirely in native Rust. So we have completely ditched Anchor. And in case anyone doesn't know, Anchor is the developer framework that's used to develop applications on Solana. And it makes development on Solana much easier. But as a downside, it introduces a lot of overhead. So it means that when you're making transactions using that application that you built with Anchor, these transactions are much bigger in terms of compute units, which means they're more likely to fail because on Solana, transactions get prioritized based on how big they are, right? So yeah. So I don't think anyone else has done that. When you look at Drift or Jupiter, they are all built with Anchor. And that's partly the reason why the transactions fail there so often.
This is a pretty big deal for traders and builders. Fewer failed trades, lower compute usage, all major instruments like spot, perps, options, all under one DEX. Most decentralized DEXs, quote unquote, actually run key parts off-chain. Deriverse is trying to fix that. So if decentralization is important to you, here's the talk.
One of the key value propositions, and it's that we are fully decentralized. And I know everyone is saying this, but in most cases, it's not entirely true. So most of the DEXs that are currently the most popular, in most cases, it's just settlement layers that they have on the blockchain. Otherwise, the components like matching engines, etc., are all off-chain. And I feel like many people who interact with DEXs, they are under the impression that they are interacting with a fully decentralized protocol. But yeah, it's not the case. And it's the case with and like, don't get me wrong, these are great products. But DYDX, hyperliquid, very heavy reliance on off-chain components, and then you get problems like AWS goes down and DYDX is not working, and then that makes you ask, like, is this a DEX? So this is something that we are also trying to address.
So again, why does this matter? Because these projects are pushing what's possible in both TradFi and DeFi, using crypto to actually solve real problems, unlocking capital for creators and building real infrastructure for traders. And if you want to be part of these conversations or even ask your own questions to founders like this, check out networkspotlight.io and apply to become a member. This is where these sessions happen, and we're always looking for more thoughtful builders to join. And if you found this useful, let me know in the comments and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.